Great result. It's done just what I wanted it to do. All right, let me show you one last example of this. In this case, I've selected the woman on the right, and I want to drop her over onto the other side of the image. Again, no selections, nothing fancy, no advanced selections or masks, just a really loose selection. I'm going to drop her over here. It's going to remove the original
over here
and paste in the new one.
Cool. And then what?
Again, it's done a great job.
What the?
Okay, so let me show
Are
you
you kidding me? Look at that.
Rough selection.
Yeah, check it out.
My eyes are red. How am I supposed to put these pictures on Facebook?
Yo, I hear you got a problem.
Yo.
Who are you?
Yo, I'm seeing why killer here to answer all your...
This is the Super Sunday special report. And what's going on in this special report for Sunday is that it's daytime, so it's not the normal nightly news. But if you saw my last report last night when I was talking about artwork, okay? And, but let's get into the reporter contest, which was actually my first report for Infowars.com, where I'm talking about how you can get involved in the reporter contest and what the link is and how to do it and how to get involved. But there are rules to the contest, and some of the rules include, you know, you have to post your video on YouTube. It has to be less than 10 minutes. You have to have your 7-second slates at the beginning and at the end to let Infowars know who you are, where you're from, and what you're into and what you're about, and why you would be the best reporter and how you're going to win this contest. And that's what I'm out to do, and I hope you are too, and I hope you provide good competition, and it's like playing with the best, and it's like who's going to win this thing. But there is another rule to the Infowars.com contest, and that is that they don't want to see that you're going to do like an hour-long documentary in part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4 on YouTube, and people just their eyes crossed and they don't know what's going on. And so they want to see that you can, you know, hold your own strength and you can do different topics and different issues. And while I did do artwork last night, today I'm going to do Photoshop. I'm going to cover Photoshop. So it's kind of semi-related, and your host, DLAKE, was, well, I was lined up to get Photoshop certified, but I'll tell you what happened. I mean, let's not go look it up, but if you go look up Bobby Velasco on Google, and he was married to that really hot chick that was the chick inside the big semi-truck on Knight Rider. When you watch Knight Rider, the chick with like the purple hot uniform that always helped out with Knight Rider and helped fix up the car, that was his first wife, and he was like some kind of oil magnate from Texas or something like that, but he started this bogus company, a telecommunications company, who hired my internet company, and that's sort of how I know about that guy. But and okay, so what was DLAKE doing? He was getting involved in Photoshop, and you know, I was like lined up to get Photoshop certified. I studied, I did my homework, and I was ready to get Photoshop certified, and this bogus company was supposed to pay for it, but then they bellied up, and if you go look up the name on the internet, the guy is like had all his assets frozen and $6 million in security frauds and all this other stuff. And so maybe I've been involved in stuff like that, and it's kind of crazy, but you know, that's a whole nother story. But what I really wanted to talk today about is Photoshop. And we saw that preview at the beginning, and it's just like, are you kidding me? This stuff is so wild and amazing. And okay, well, I don't want to show you photos of what I'm about to talk about on the nightly news or on the Sunday edition, but the thing is, I could go on the internet and find Lucy Liu naked and like sprawling, really graphic stuff of like her vagina and tits and all this other stuff, and you're like, what? Lucy Liu? No, man. It's Photoshop, and okay, cool. I'm getting blown up, man. It's great. But it's Photoshop, and the thing is, someone did an amazing Photoshop, put Lucy Liu's face on the picture, a really graphic picture, and it's a whole website of like all your famous Hollywood actresses in porno. And I mean, I'm not really trying to, you know, support that, but I'm trying to tell you that it can be done in Photoshop. That's the thing. So let's get to well, The Photoshop wrap, that's a good one. The sneak peek, we already took a look at that. Okay, the birth certificate. Okay, maybe that wasn't Photoshop, that was probably Illustrator. Or when I took the birth certificate into Illustrator, you know, I know some software, and I was right there with the InfoWars team. I was releasing the clipping mask. I know how to do all that stuff. It's not a really big deal for me, and but it is a big deal that I'm like, why is this in 7 layers? What the heck is this? And like the background image is this green thing, and you're like, oh, it's on green security paper. That looks really official. What I want to get into tonight or today is that Photoshop, baby, Photoshop. It's like, man, we can make anything look like anything, and it's really easy. And we could put Lucy Lou's head on a naked body, and we could, we could make, seriously, I'm going to go look this up right now. You're like live witnessing this. Watch this. Let's go look at the Osama bin Laden murder execution photography from when he was supposedly assassinated. And if you can see this, hopefully, this is Osama bin Laden, a picture of him. This is a picture of a dead guy. And this is the composite that was made from picture 1, picture 2 equals picture 3, a dead Osama bin Laden. So we never actually saw a real picture. We never really saw the clear evidence. We saw we saw Photoshop. Okay, Photoshop is what we saw, and that's just wrong. And so when it comes to pictures of Osama bin Laden being dead, and when it comes to where I was before, the birth certificate, it's like, okay, all this stuff is computer generated and it's on PDF and it's totally not real. And if you saw my previous reports, lawyers need to rise up and they need to say, we need to pass a new law that says hard copy only. And we don't want to see your digital version of this bullcrap. We want to see the real version, and we want to see the hard copy paper, and we don't want to see your selective service card that you send us like 10 days later. That's totally nonsense and garbage as well. And we want to see the real deal, and we don't want to see a bunch of Photoshop illusions and magic, and we don't want to see that. For this Sunday special report, we want to see the damn hard copy, and this is DLAKE for PREZ, and that's my special report, and I'm out of here. I'm wearing these glasses as a study and test to be like, why is DLAKE wearing those glasses? Okay, it's kind of an InfoWars study and experiment, so I hope you like it.
I want to move it over so it's in the center of the frame. Now, there's no easy way to do this today. I can't use content-aware fill to remove this because it's just too big of a portion of the image. It doesn't have enough to look at. I can do a bunch of tricky stuff with selections and masking, but that's going to take a lot of time. So no tricks up my sleeve, no selections, no masks. I'm just going to come over here and I'm going to select my new content-aware move tool. I'm going to slide this over to the center of the frame, let go. It's going to remove the original and paste in the new one, looking at all the pixels around the edge of the selection. Great result. It's done just what I wanted it to do. All right, let me show you one last example of this. In this case, I've selected the woman on the right and I want to drop her over onto the other side of the image. Again, no selections, nothing fancy, no advanced selections or masks, just a really loose selection. I'm going to drop her over here. It's going to remove the original and paste in the new one. Again, it's done a great job. Okay, so let me show you one last thing that you can do with this. I'm going to make a rough selection up here, and I'm going to change the mode of content-aware move to extend. And now I can take this and grab that and extend it. Do all sorts of unusual things.
Then we're in even more trouble. In a way, I hope that this is some type of sick ploy. Because if they are crazy enough to put this out, knowing that there are millions of people that are Photoshop experts, including people who have degrees in it, like my sister who has a degree in photography, and 2 people we have on staff that are Photoshop experts. They've all looked at it.